Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Angel Baby Kyra. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Substack. We're in a different environment today. We're at the showroom that I work at. I thought we would talk about hot girls, old tech, why physical media is having a cute but confusing comeback. So we're just gonna get started because there's a little bit to go over here. And physical media is something that I've seen become a trend recently with very it girls, it weird girls, etc. So if a hot girl reads it, it's aesthetic. But if anyone else says that doesn't fit the beauty standard, it's weird or it's try hard or it's cringe. We see it with the wired headphones, coffee table books, stacks of DVDs, even physical CDs making a comeback. But I don't actually think this is about loving physical media as much as it is about beauty standards, nostalgia, and curated authenticity. There's a time when you actually had to turn a dial to make a phone call. You had to unfold a map on a road trip to know where you're actually going. You had to buy your favorite songs on CD or play them on a clunky CD player or pop cassettes into a Walkman with wired headphones. My mom loves to remind me of this era as if I didn't live through some of it myself. I'm a 99 baby, the last of the 90s, but younger Gen Z act like I'm a fucking dinosaur. I'm literally 26 and I feel like Gen Z has a very misconstrued notion of aging, and body standards. I think that that's a perfect place to start, that Gen Z does have this skewed view of age and aging. Besides everything, there's a new micro trend every week telling you what kind of pretty you are, what type of face you have, whether your body is currently trending, and what procedure you need to get to stay relevant. Aging is supposedly our worst nightmare, but at the same time, we're obsessed with the nostalgia of eras we never actually experienced and we will never ever experience. We'll do anything to mimic them, to insert ourselves into these tiny pockets of time, to romanticize like the 80s and 90s, the early 2000s. We even take it back to Victorian era. And that's where this whole physical media thing comes in. We have to talk about the wired headphones because, in my opinion, I feel like this is the whole pipeline into getting into this new obsession of physical media. When AirPods first dropped, wireless instantly became a flex. You weren't tethered to a CD player or your phone anymore. If you still had wired Apple earbuds, you were basically branded as the pores in internet language. Then Apple pulled the classic Apple move and just took away the headphone jack. You could buy an adapter, you could buy the right kind of headphones, but the message was clear, which was to go completely wireless. And then in true trend psycho fashion, the it girls made wired headphones aesthetic. Think of the capsule wardrobe girlies who worship Lily Rose Depp, the nepo babies and trust fund kids who roam Williamsburg with their wired headphones in, green matcha in hand, dog-eared book and Pilates bag under their arm. They absolutely own AirPods, probably multiple pairs, but they choose wired because it gives them a specific kind of mystique, kind of this I don't care that I'm wearing wired headphones while everyone else is using Apple AirPods. That's the part that interests me. It's not just about the object, it's about who is allowed to use that object and be perceived as cool, aesthetic, effortless, and chic instead of poor, outdated, or behind. So how does this all tie into physical media? Well, to me, physical media isn't just the object itself, it's also the medium that we consume it with. Wired headphones to consume music, film cameras to consume pictures that we take of people, our friends, things that we find outside that are pretty, DVD players, watching our favorite movies, dusty VCRs, all of it. Obsession isn't just I like books or I like records, it's I like consuming this in the most authentic way possible. These it girl with their wired headphones also have a Sofia Coppola book on their coffee table, a moleskin notebook where they write cute grocery lists for Trader Joe's, and Erewhon savory snack plates that they saw on TikTok and taped them into a journal. They curate their lives like a move board. And I want to be clear, I don't think that this is inherently bad. I do some of this stuff as well, and I really love pretty things too. I like making my life feel very nice and pretty and aesthetic and just nice to look at. But what I'm interested is in the performative layer that sits on all top of it. Example, when I was small and in middle school, I would have to thrift my clothes because I couldn't afford brand new clothes. And it just seems like now thrifting is widely accepted and not considered dirty or you're broke or whatever, you're not cool. But because someone an it girl said, oh my god, thrifting is so cool. Therefore, the consensus in the general population is thrifting is so cool. You guys get what I'm saying? And now suddenly it's okay because the right kind of girl started doing it. If that it girl, most likely a thin white woman, didn't publicly show her interest in books, films, collectibles, physical media, a lot of these things wouldn't be as widely accepted or stuck in this loop where beauty standards shape what's allowed to be cool. You can actually see it in real time online. A conventionally attractive girl posts a stack of obscure books on TikTok. Suddenly, the exact cover sells out. She posts her DVD collection. Everyone's like, wait,
I totally need a DVD player again.
she journals on camera. Now everyone's buying expensive notebooks to write 3 tasks a day. The behavior itself didn't change. The person doing it did. So when we talk about the rise of physical media, I think we need to admit that it's not just this pure love for art or objects. It's also about who's performing, who gets to be seen reading, who gets to be seen collecting, who gets to be seen opting out of what's trendy while still staying aspirational. It all comes down to whether or not you're conventionally attractive, point blank, period. And I have to also mention book talk because obviously that is a very big part of physical media. Physical media in the internet age bleeds into straight up consumerism at times and kind of blends those boundaries. On Book Talk, there are people with literal hordes of books, entire walls, rainbow sorted, stacked on the floor. And again, if this genuinely brings you joy, I'm not here policing that. But at some point, like to a point, it stops looking like a love for reading and starts looking like hoarding aesthetics. It's kind of the same way how you see those people on TikTok with the hordes and hordes of Bath and Body Work, like sprays and lotions and stuff like that. So I feel it's kind of like in the same boat. Because on the other side of that, we have libraries, free ones, huge ones, and they're widely underused. I cannot express how much I have utilized the library this year because it has helped me so much grow in my own personal well-being. I've used a lot of its services and it's just a great place to be, and I feel like a lot of people don't utilize the library as much as they should. You don't have to own 300 books to be a reader. You don't have to buy 50 records to love music, but the algorithm awards visible consumption. The more you can show, the more serious and romantic your interest looks. And underneath that is the intense nostalgia that my generation and the ones after me just crave consistently. Nostalgia for eras we didn't actually live through because it's new to us. It feels novel to have an old Nokia phone. It feels fresh to have a CD collection. We literally cannot fathom only listening to our favorite songs on a CD player or saving up for a Juicy Couture tracksuit instead of buying a dupe in 2 clicks. So we're trying to recreate that feeling, but through the lens of modern consumerism and social media. We see this cycle everywhere, especially in fashion, right? The 80s come back, the 90s come back. Y2K never actually leaves. Right now, Doja Cat is in her big, glitzy 80s glam era for a comeback. Fashion, hair, makeup, visuals, everything is drenched in nostalgia. And again, nostalgia isn't bad, but I think people stop the conversation there most of the time. They're like, physical media is back because we miss simpler times. And I'm like, okay, but why and for who? Because the pipeline that got us here is a mix of beauty standards, who's allowed to look quirky and still be hot, consumerism, buying the feeling of authenticity instead of actually changing how we live, and curated authenticity being real in a way that's still extremely brand safe, and an internet that turned even anti-trend habits into the next trend. Nothing is really allowed to just exist. Even opting out has become content. So yes, physical media is back, but not in the way that we think. It's not just about the books, CDs, and journals. It's about how we want to be seen while using them. Like, we want to be seen as if we have this more mature taste, or we understand the era that we're pulling from. If a hot girl does it, it's aspirational. If anyone else does it, it's cringe, try hard, or too much. I would love to know your guys' thoughts because I think this is a really interesting trend that I've seen take place with all these physical media hauls. And I just think like it's really fun to have physical media, and I personally can't use a lot of physical media just to like the space in my studio apartment. Like, I live with a husband and a 1-year-old baby, so I can't really have much things laying around. So I really do prefer doing digital things, but I still do like printing out stuff. I still like writing stuff out. But do you actually use physical media? Do you guys collect books, CDs, DVDs, and magazines, or do you feel like you have to own them just to prove you like something, let me know in the comments. Like I said, if you want to go deeper into this, I actually wrote a full Substack essay on this whole topic. I'll have it linked in the description. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. But I don't know how.